The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon live from the TireRack.com studios. Yes, the Dodgers Diamondbacks are still in a B delay in the first inning because of a beehive that is forming behind home plate. This is not a lie. It's not an Onion story. This is not Jason making something up to get away from that horrible Knicks disaster. No, this is actually happening. There's visual evidence. And look, hey, I take this as a positive. The Dodgers Diamondbacks are delayed. There's watch what goes on. Maybe I would get a bee expert and talk about the behavior here. What you're seeing is the bees are coming out from the outside and the drones are moving in. And you see the queen who will be in the middle of here. You're going to see it's going to move out right here when you see take advantage of this. Make it something that can be educational as well.
I like that. No, that's good. Documentary. I mean, the next Dodger Insider Hour. I mean, there's nothing about guys and, their random hobbies. No. It's all about curating and taking care of these bees.
Beekeeper, yeah. So we'll keep you updated on what's going on in the NBA right now. Closeout game for the Pacers. The Bucks playing without Giannis. They're playing without Lillard. They're playing without Brian Winters. They're playing without Glenn Robinson. They are leading the Pacers right now, midway through the second quarter, 40-36. So we'll keep you updated on here because, Doc Rivers' career as an NBA coach may only have, a few more minutes left in it.
Look at you.
But
you're trying to take him out like you are Darvin Ham.
No, do I have to? Is it really that difficult? Really that difficult to take out Doc Rivers? Really, is it really that difficult? No. I don't think that. Come on, man. It's easy at this point. It's like, okay, you made it easy for me, man. Look at what you did. Look at how you did. How bad you played since you took over, and then your players got hurt, and now they're out. Come on, man. You made it easy. And look, I will tell you this. I already know if the Bucks lose this game, I guarantee you, if it's not the first thing out of Doc Rivers' mouth, it will be the second thing. It will be, boy, I would have liked to see how this series would have gone if we had Giannis and Dame.
Oh, of course.
And Dame was 100% like, hey, I want to keep this job. Don't blame me. We didn't have our guys. And at this point, if you're Doc, are you saying, okay, if we lose without Giannis and Lillard, I maybe get to keep the job. Like if we lost and we had Lillard and not Giannis, I probably would get fired. But hey, with Lillard being out, man, this might work to my favor. I might get to keep this job if we wind up losing, because at least I could point to the ownership and say, hey, man, I don't know what you want me to do. I mean, we didn't have our two best players. I mean, and Indiana's a good team. I know what you want.
Reasons and excuses.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I think I would go down that road. You bring me in midpoint of the season, even though I was there as an advisor. That he could just keep saying, it's not my fault. Yep. I mean, just you're doing instead of it's not your fault, Robin Williams to Matt Damon, he's trying to convince them by repeating it. And in their hearts of hearts, suddenly they realize, what, Doc may have a point.
Look at you going all Goodwill Hunting. What
nice. A great movie.
So, outside of that drama, we'll have more on the Knicks and the... I know, you've tuned in to say, I want to see Jason just sit there and lose it. LeBron James, following the game last night, gave his second year in a row cryptic answer about continuing on in the NBA. Have you played your last game with the Lakers? That was the final question of the press conference. LeBron says, I'm not going to answer that, and that was the end of the presser. First of all, I want to go, was that orchestrated a little bit? But with so much conversation today about what is next, you had a couple of reports that, I really think LeBron is done. He's going to leave the Lakers. He's going to opt out of his contract. And, maybe that's the case. Look, he's got 1 year and $50 million left, and maybe he wants to opt out and see what he can get for another 2-year deal, whatever it is. But let's just stop with all this. LeBron's going to be a free agent, and LeBron's going to retire. Neither of those things are happening, right? It's not. We told you last night, the last segment of the show, so congratulations to all the insiders who talked about it today. This is what I can be an NBA insider. We told you when he spoke last night, final segment of the show, said, look, this is just what LeBron likes to do. LeBron doesn't have a lot of leverage because he doesn't want to go someplace else. Normally, players use that as leverage. Hey, if you don't want to pay me, you don't want me. There's lots of places who want me. But LeBron at 39 doesn't have a lot of destinations, doesn't have any places that's going to say, hey, we're going to upset the apple cart to go get you, because your team becomes all about LeBron. And as we've seen with the Lakers being all about LeBron, it's not enough. I don't know any team that's going to think, yeah, we are so close to winning a championship, and if we add LeBron, that's going to do it. That you're talking about adding someone that's not going to assimilate, that's going to take over games. It's not going to be adding a guy into your system and suddenly, hey, look at it running at a much better pace than it ever has. Right? not the Knicks adding Anunoby and suddenly, hey, we're the best team in the NBA. This is going to be you're adding LeBron, who's going to suck all the oxygen out of the room. So LeBron doesn't have a lot of destination. So what does he have? The possibility I could go free agent. I could retire. He's not doing either of those things. He's using his leverage to get more money out of the Lakers, to make sure the Lakers continue to try to improve the team. And the third one would be drafting Bronny. Right, because Bronny's in the NBA draft with the possibility of pulling his name back, but those are the three things LeBron James wants. Hey, he's still playing at a really high level, right? This is a guy still at 39, is still a top 10 player in the NBA. And so, yes, he's not going to stop playing while he's still playing at this level. Those are the three things he wants. He wants a couple more years of $50 million a year, okay. He wants to make sure the Lakers are going to get better, okay. And if it works and you can draft Bronny and I can play with him, okay. So this is what he's doing. This is just the normal stuff. For all of the insiders who are coming out saying, LeBron really could go free, really could. No, this is LeBron putting out this message because he knows how to use the media to get what he wants. And all of this shock today of, LeBron's not doing any of those things. He's not starting over in a new city at 39. He's not doing it. He's in Los Angeles because he wanted Los Angeles for the Lakers brand and his life in and out of basketball. He's not going to suddenly usurp that to go play with Luka in Dallas, right? He's not going to do it to go play back in Miami with Jimmy Buckets. He's not going to do it. This is his way of gaining leverage. And so when you understand it from that perspective, you get completely that, yes, it was very predictable from LeBron to go down that avenue last night.
Yeah, it's the opt-out, 3-year, 160 or whatever that number is that's floated about. But it keeps the conversation on him for the next 6 weeks. And obviously everybody started breaking down the good, the bad, the ugly, what could be with Bronny, the anonymous scouts that talk about how brilliant he's going to be, etc. I don't know what he becomes. I know this. It was an uneven season, that started with him having heart issues. So you kind of get a little bit of a pass as to what that first year looks like at USC. Or maybe I'm just feeling really magnanimous and we're all a bunch of dirtbags in our profession otherwise. But for LeBron, it's another playoff that he wants folks to talk about his life and where is he going to go, right? If he were to hit the market and truly explore, the only teams that really would be interested, at least from my estimation, and unless he's willing to play for almost nothing, are teams that are just desperate to sell some tickets. And it's saying nothing about where he's at as a player. Like, he's still a very good player. There's no question about that. But you're changing up an entire squad to assimilate that and have him come in, and they maybe not as ball dominant as he was, but like Miami, one of their hallmarks, like your Knicks, is, they do try to play defense. It's not something he generally interested in doing on a regular basis at this point in his career. And I don't knock him for it, right? Everybody has their specialties, and occasionally he still comes up with a big effort. But all of this was just a nice, well-calculated tune into my podcast, watch on social media, right? He was on Twitter earlier saying, look, I've got to talk to my team, I've got to talk to my family, all of those things to piece it together before there will be a determination, and all the talking points that you would expect. Meanwhile, it's him and, JJ Redick he's doing the podcast with, right? Here was 2 hours ago. I have heard a lot of reports about my future. I said it last night and I'll say it again. I do not know yet, as I'm only thinking about spending time with my family and friends. And when I know after speaking with the fam, my counsel, as well as my representation about it, then you guys will know. Until then, shh.